So today I wanted to show you a couple things that I do with my students to help develop their technique and speed. I kind of call these guitar rudiments, you know, like drummers. They have this whole set of exercises called the rudiments, you know. And I always thought it'd be cool if guitar had that, you know. When I learned to play drums, having these prescribed things that everyone can do really elevates the player pretty quickly, you know. Really for guitar, it's cool there's no standard, but at the same time, I think some of these things, if you can work on them, would make a big difference in just about everybody's playing. But a lot of us, you know, we're lazy, and you know, we don't necessarily like to be told what to do, you know. But if you're looking to get quicker, a couple of these ideas are just great for helping your technique come up so you can be more creative and do things. Now, this isn't about scales or anything. This is just basic moves, you know, to help you get moving. And I'm going to just kind of talk you through how I practice these things and how I came about it. They're real simple. These are going to be just a couple exercises that you can do. And you can do them in really under 10 minutes or so every day, and start to get a feel for an increase in your technique. Now, when I first came up with these exercises, I played them with all my students, and at the time, I had a lot of students, and by the end of the week, I was feeling pretty good about my playing, and it really did help, you know, with the at the time, absence of a band practice, like a marathon band practice where we're playing grinds for a long time. These kinds of things were really good. Now, this is a pretty simple way to just drive your technique forward without a whole lot of fuss, okay? So I guess the first one is just kind of a picking rudiment. I want to get warmed up. What do? Well, simply set a stopwatch, whether it's on your phone or you have a separate stopwatch, your iPod, your pad, whatever. You're just going to pick down and up, you know, alternate pick on each string for a minute straight, you know. And no, it's not the fastest I can pick, but get going, you know, get warmed up, and then really push yourself, you know, try to keep it going for the full minute. You know, the thing is, you can slow down and speed up if you get tired, but the real trick is not to stop. You're going to try to go for that full minute on each string, you know. So I'll do the E string for a minute. I'll go to the A string for a minute. I'll do the D, G, B, and E strings the same way for a minute straight with the stopwatch, non-stop, consecutively. And I used to, as a joke, I would have a drink handy, and my students would be sitting there. We'd all be doing that together, and I'd grab my pop or whatever and sip on it while I was doing that, just to kind of prove a point. It's really easy to do. Watch TV, relax, and just work on your picking. You know, set idea like that. 6 minutes of practice that is like very focused. You know, it can help you go a long way. Now for the left hand. I have an exercise that I used to do with the students, and you can do this a lot more, you know, once you get used to it. I do it for a lot longer than what I'm going to explain right now these days. But basically, I grab any fret on the neck that's comfortable, and I do like a trill between the first and second fingers. I'm on the 5th fret right now and the 6th fret. And, you know, starting off, if you've never done this before, 30 seconds is going to seem like a long time. Get to where you can do it 30 seconds to a minute or whatever, and then start doing it on all your strings. Obviously, every string presents its own set of challenges. You know, kind of going back to the picking, as you change strings, the angle changes and different muscles come into play in your arm, and you want to be able to cover all that. So that's where that is going to be real handy with the picking hand. Same thing with the left hand, you know, covering all your bases, getting in control of each, you know, string as you roll across the neck. So basically, for like 30 seconds or whatever, you trill on, you know, these two fingers. You know, and then you're going to move to keep your first finger where it's at, and then move to the ring finger. And you will keep that going and then move to the pinky and do the same thing, you know. And keep it going to the stopwatch. Don't give up, you know. I'm really cold right now, so it's what, November in Iowa, and it's really cold right now, so my hands are freezing. And if I want to get to where I was hot and ready to play a gig or something, this is what I'll do. I'll sit down and I'll do these exercises to get myself going, especially an outdoor gig or something. A lot of times at night, you can be just frigid, you know, and you've got to get warmed up. So that's what you do. Those kinds of, at least that's what I do. Not only do they help your technique, but just build your technique, they'll help you once you've got your technique, get warmed up and get ready to play. So basically those three for 30 seconds each. So if you did like 30 seconds, that's a minute and a half. Plus the picking exercises, there's like 7.5 minutes. Double these to a minute, maybe play 30 seconds here on each one, then change strings and do another 30 seconds. You're up to 9 minutes already of very focused practice that can help you develop good, solid technique. So there's a little bit of some tips for you. You know, there's no point in me sitting there and playing that and making you watch me practice like that. But I wanted to share those things. Those are like basically guitar rudiments 1 and 2, you know, to kind of help you get started and get you warmed up. If you, like I said, if you've never done them, they're going to really push you a bit. And you'll find that things you couldn't play before are going to get a little easier. But I hope you enjoy that. Keep watching my videos. I've got a lot more of these type of ideas that we can work on. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're coming up with new ones, you know, for sure, try them. Make note. I don't care if you're playing these 2 fingers, if you're doing stretches, all that comes into play, and we'll cover that eventually. All right. So keep watching, keep liking, keep following. We're going to keep playing. Later.